Morning, people. Welcome back to the grumpy old bastard in the corner. Well, what a weekend. First of all, welcome to the new subs. There are two out there in particular. I won't put your names out because I don't know whether you'll come into the chat or not. If you do make yourself known in there, then I'll certainly point out who's relevant to who. But two of these guys now that have subbed are friends of mine going back years, back to my youth, my teenage years. One is a very good buddy of mine from Cornwall. You've heard me, or some of you have talked to me, and I've relayed stories and adventures of some of the times down there with the pranks and everything else going on. Well, he was my partner in crime in that. Anything like that went on, it was me and him. And there's so many stories that I hold dear to my heart of stuff that went on. One day you'll get to hear about it all. The other one is a guy that I have known since my teenage years, well, even before my teenage years. We went through school, what have you, basically grew up as mates, the best of mates. We went through the tail end of the mod rocker area together as we were both bikers. We fought together, drank together, rode together. If we couldn't find anybody to fight with, just for fun, we'd fight each other. That used to be quite a giggle. And buy each other a beer at the bar afterwards. He's a served veteran. He did sign up, he done his time. Along with some others that were in our motorcycle club. It was basically formed from military guys. I was one of the few civvies that was a member and even a committee member. Now, both these guys I would absolutely trust with my life, and I wouldn't miss a heartbeat about making that decision either. That's how close I am to them. But welcome, guys. If you want to come in the comments, make yourselves known. I'm sure some of the lovely people in here would love to hear about some of them stories about me. But keep it clean, mind. Okay, I know what you're like. Right, last night, well, I don't know about the rest of you, but I had the best tonic I've had for a long time through this shit. The return of the great Pap. And in true fashion, the quick 1 hour live that he announced turned into a 4 hour, well, plus 4 hour affair. I missed my bedtime by about 4 hours. No, 3 hours. It was great to see him again, back on form, and everybody else that joined in, absolutely brilliant. The old community were there, the old community spirit still existed and was probably even stronger. And yeah, it's what Sunday nights were made for, Pat. You know, I used to arrange my Sunday evenings around it. Make sure dinner was on the table early. Be settled in front of the computer, already 8 o'clock, hit the button. It was even fun watching people rip the crap out of Crinkle last night. That was funny. All the mods were on top form, as always. Top mods in the top community as far as I'm concerned on YouTube. And big respect to all the guys from here that came over. Those of you that didn't, you missed a good night. You really did. I'd like to say well done, Dan. Keep it up, mate. And as I said in a comment to you this morning, in your own pace, we'd rather have a little bit of you now and again than nothing of you at all, mate. For those of you that don't sub to him or haven't or doesn't know who he is, I'll put a link in the comments below. You won't regret it, believe me. Right then, let's get into the shit today, shall we? Well, because I couldn't sleep last night, I was up very early, so I started watching mainstream early. As I do, you can see the clowns hanging themselves live on there. It's brilliant. This morning, it was old Javid. Well, of course the week started with the usual bullshit and propaganda. Jab, 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 jab. But he did say one thing. On YouTube, he said this live on TV. His words, not mine. It's not misinformation. Go and watch the BBC replays. It's there. He was asked about how many were in hospital. Well, he came up and he had to admit there was 10. So all this new round of tyranny and oppression, coercion, threats, loss of jobs, and in many cases loss of life, are because 10 people are in hospital. Now, think about this. How many people ended up in hospital yesterday or died because of DIY accidents? Well, I've been into the figures in this. I won't go into percentages and ones and tens. Won't bore you with that, but let me tell you, it's in the hundreds. And this is a weekly occurrence over a weekend when people do their DIY. Now, we see them panicking up for what's coming, or what they say is coming, allegedly. Now, do we see them panicking or locking people up or fining people for using tools, doing DIY? Have they made it illegal or brought in restrictions on fixing things? Have they banned the sale of tools to the public? No. So why the hell do we have to put up with this for 10 people in hospital? And they can't see why we're pissed about it. You know, at this point, what's going through my mind is I'm absolutely grateful for the fact that my parents couldn't afford a private education or public school. If this is the sort of people these places spew out. Just think about that one, people. And did anybody watch the Grand Prix yesterday? Well, I'm not going to go into it. But being an ex-racer, looking at what the race director did at the end, basically that handed the result to Verstappen. He said he did it because he wanted to give a race. You didn't give a race. If you'd have left everybody where they were, then it would have been a race. what you gave us was an absolute slaughter for a last lap. Before the safety car even went off and the green light came on, it was a foregone conclusion, and it was a conclusion that was produced by the race director. Just my opinion. Others disagree with it, others are saying different things. But as an ex-racer and a big motorsport fan, that's what I saw. Anyway, I've got a lot of things to do today. The kitchen's like an absolute bomb site. We had the family over yesterday for dinner and nothing got cleared up at the end of the day. So I've got that to deal with. And I've also just seen a shopping list that I've been left. So obviously I've got to go shopping at some point. But as I always say, until the next one, people, my respects to you all. Thank you for your support on this little channel of mine. It is very much appreciated. Until I put another one out, as always, stay safe, stay strong, stay free from tyranny and oppression. Respects to everybody.